Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. Today we'll be installing the Mangoal 4K integrated dash cam in the F80 M3. I know what you guys are here for, so we're going to roll right into some footage. I'm going to show you guys some of the daytime footage, the nighttime footage, some low light conditions, all of that. And this is just to give you guys kind of a preview, and then at the end I'll do a full review of my whole overall experience with the Mangoal Dash Cam. The first clip that you guys saw is going to be from the front camera, and that is 4K. And the rear camera is 1080p. That's what you guys are seeing right now. None of this is edited. This is as is raw footage. I honestly don't know how to color grade, so even if I tried, I'd probably fail. But either way, pretty good. You can see license plates, you can see backgrounds, you can see everything that you really need to with this dash cam. This does have a mic, so I'm going to stop talking and let you hear the audio. I love you guys so much, so I did go for a night drive to get some nighttime footage, and you guys can see that in the background happening right there. As I said earlier, if you're not good with electronics and wiring and cars, or you're gifting this to someone who may not be, it's really easy to install. It took less than 20 minutes to just do the front and 30 minutes total time, including front and rear. You don't need any tools. It's got loop recording, it's got Wi-Fi, it's got an app. I mean, it's got all the features that you need, including a 128 gig micro SD card that's included. And now you guys can see some of the nighttime driving footage for the rear. This is on par with pretty much all the dash cams that are 1080p, so straightforward there. I'll let you guys enjoy a little bit more of this footage in my soothing voice. Well, I think it's soothing. I don't know. Most people find their voice annoying. I guess I kind of do too. Never mind. I used the word integrated and I didn't really kind of explain what that is, which is just that it uses the existing rear view mirror hardware that's kind of there and then ties into power from the rain sensors in order to get the dash cam powered. So I really like that they offer it, gives it that OEM feel. Before we get into the unboxing, I just wanted to show you that they offer a lot of different dash cams for many different vehicles that are integrated. I've been wanting to get a dash cam on the M3 for a while, but I'm a big fan of integrated dash cams. Little bougie, you might say, but good packaging so far. This is what this looks like. Got the camera right on front, buttons right there, which the user manual breaks down, and I'll talk more about those features. Everything is nice and labeled. You got a power plug right there, optional GPS right there. Sorry about the focus. And plenty of space here to hide all the wires when this gets installed. So I like that. And then here's the connection for the rear camera. So I'm going to go ahead and put this aside for now. All right, continuing along with our unboxing. We've got a memory card, 128 gigabyte to get us started. Pry tool, I've got a million of those, but I like that Mangoal has included that. And then you do have your connector here, which for this, since it's integrated, it's actually going to take power from, I believe, the wiper, the windshield wiper sensor, and then convert that to a Y cable, basically, to split to power your dash cam. Next up, we've got our rear camera, which looks like this, and an extra long cable to route all the way through, and then an empty box. So everything that you need, nice and easy. Let's get to it. And they do have a nice little instructional. Hey, that's me right there. But this kind of breaks down everything, and I'll leave a link to this video and product down below, as well as offer you guys some sort of promo code or anything like that. I'll see if I can get one from them. But as you can see in here, it's not the best quality because I'm recording a screen. You guys can kind of get an idea, see how it splits apart in half. So because of that, we're going to do the same thing, and it's kind of like a clamshell. All right, and as you guys could have seen from that little video, this is how everything looks. It comes apart in half, and then it snaps in with these little clips that are right there. It makes for a really nice, easy install, snap in place, get your wires good, and I really like that it's this type of design. So now that we're looking at this from inside the car, you're going to see you've got that seam right here as well, and then you're going to have that same seam right up the top. And all you're going to do is just pry tool right up in here, and then go ahead and pop this open. I'm going to see if I can find a nice spot to put this down. And no, I'm not a genius and memorized all these things for every car, but Mangoal has great instructions on their website. And if you look at the bottom, you'll see they even offer parking monitor if you buy the OBD power adapter, if you're fancy. And I kind of showed you guys a little bit on the new one, but I'm going to go ahead and try to show you guys what this looks like. But yeah, basically pry tool down the seam in order to get this to come off, and it comes off in 2 pieces just like the new one. I got a little bit impatient, but I just went ahead and I popped it, one going that way, the other one going that way, and then this just scoots right off, and then just slide your mirror around as you adjust, and then now you're good. Now that you have this cover off, there's going to be a couple key players in here. You're going to have one large plug right here, and you're going to ignore that plug. The plug that you actually want is actually going to be the top one, which you guys might not be able to see very well, but it's this plug right there. That's the top one that you're going to want to try to get out. There is a little bit of a cover right here that protects this iDrive system, so you're going to want to be careful, but just go ahead and pull this plug and get that out. All right, I had to get a little bit of light in there for you guys, but you guys can see it's the red one right there at the top. So that's the one we're going to pull out. The other thing you can do, this guy sits right down in here, but if you push up, or if you wiggle it, gosh, if you wiggle this up, you can kind of pull this out just a hair. You don't want to move it too far, but it does move out the way just a little bit, so you can access the red one a little bit easier. If you're lucky, yours will pop out without needing any tools at all. For mine, I did end up having to grab a needle nose just because I couldn't get a good grasp on it, but just be very careful in here. But this just pulls right out, and then you can go ahead and move on to the next step. So essentially what you're going to do, wiring is really basic. I like that, I like that. So it's going to be the cable that we just unplugged is going to go right into this connector. It's going to split power. This new red one is going to go right back where we pulled this one from into the rain sensor right here. And then this top one is going to be for the new dash cam itself. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up and see what it looks like. I'm going to tuck this connector right in between here. I've got the red one connected, and then I've got the main large plug right here pushed back down into this little base. And so now the only wire that's left is going to be the connector for the new dash cam. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the first half of the dash cam, which is going to be this cover right here, the one that doesn't have the main part attached to it. I'm going to go ahead and get that secured into place. And this half is actually just holding on barely, so just be very careful, but this piece just sits right there. And then we're going to go ahead and get the left half, and we're going to go ahead and lock those into place after we connect this. All right, so before we move any further, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys where I routed the rear camera. And we'll figure out more of the placement finalization in a little bit. But essentially, just run up here. This is where it's hanging off for the second, but there's a little bit of a gap in there. You can tuck some of the excess. But because this is a fairly long cord, what I did was I ran it up through here, squeezed through this side, come all the way down here, ran it through this weather stripping all the way down, and this just peels back, so it's really easy to tuck the wire in. Come down. This little piece right here, this panel, it lifts up, but I just tucked it a little bit under here, routed underneath, came all the way through, went down this bottom, went to the back seat, came in all the way from the bottom, hit this little spot, came up this side, and because again there's so much, I decided to route all the way up and around and around and around and around, cut through here, which I'm going to clean this all up, tuck in back here, tuck in here, and that gives me just enough room to have a little bit of extra right here. So I'm going to go ahead and find the right spot. So if I wanted to, I think I might put it here, depending on if I don't mind seeing this little guy. But some people like to hide it up here. So we'll see. I'm going to kind of turn on the preview, see what it looks like before I finalize that. But that's the routing. So now the next step that you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and plug in the rear view camera like this. Boom, boom. That goes into there. And once you've got that connected, rear cam, you're going to go ahead and find your power plug. And that's going to go into this part right here in this connector. So we're going to go ahead and plug those in. So since we don't have a ton of real estate back there, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to push the wires up through here. So instead of tucking them in this little cubby space that I thought was going to be usable, I'm just going to route them along the back so they come out like this. And I'm going to hopefully have enough space to tuck them in under there. Like I said, it's a little bit tricky because there's a ton of wires and not a lot of space. And honestly, if you wanted to, you can kind of like get this around, get this other piece in place, kind of get everything snugged up a little bit to where you want it. I really wish that I could have held the camera and showed you guys all that, but essentially just finesse these wires in. Look how flush that is. This is a really good fit. Everything is nice and easy. Pinch this down at the bottom, and that'll allow this to seal into place. But everything looks good. Got a little gap right there, so I'm gonna snap this guy a little tighter. But essentially, that's it. Just little clamshell pieces. Attach those together. Make sure everything is snug. And then for the wires, just start pushing everything up top here and do the best you can to wire that. All right, I wish I could kind of show you guys what I did, but you'll feel and know. I hate pulling this headliner down. I need to tuck wires in there, but there's really no going around that. But everything fit and finished really well done. Make sure you guys hear the clicks when you snap everything together. And it's almost time to do the back camera. We're gonna go ahead and put in the SD card, and then we're gonna take this little tape off the front, and we'll load up the app. All right, so now I've connected. I just used the Wi-Fi to connect. I'm gonna hit add camera. See how well this works. All right, so here's the front again. Switch to the rear, which is upside down. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to find a good spot for the rear, and then I'm gonna put this, secure the rear in place. So I'm gonna do that really quick and I'll be right back. Now we're pretty much done with the install. I've got the front hooked up again, and I'll show you guys what it looks like from the front. It's kind of dirty. Sorry guys. There you go. But integrated dash cam, everything is still up and running. You really can't even tell it's there. Pretty cool. There you go. No wires exposed, nothing like that. Really well done. And then for the rear, I went ahead and I got the rear camera mounted. You could push this up a little bit further back, and honestly, I think I might do that. I've got some extras adhesive, but you could hide it in there, tuck the wires up. Everything looks good. So that's really all you get. I'm gonna take this sticker off, but I think it's for making sure you get your orientation right. Otherwise, you're gonna get upside down footage. So let's talk about the app a little bit more. Connecting is super easy. As you can see, just connects, uses the little Wi-Fi, easy swap for live view. You can even go to the files. So you hit camera file. You can see all the recordings that it has. It loads those up all pretty fast. You could take little snapshots. You even got parking mode, which I don't have enabled. But this is all the looping mode, and it's just been recording every few minutes. Ugh. Let's go back a little. It's got the audio thing, so you guys might hear it say start recording. So I'm going to go to camera settings and just mess with a couple things. Sound recording, you can turn that on and off from here, which I like. I don't usually keep the sound on these because it really only records the sound inside the car unless there's something crazy loud that's like outside. But I'll do a couple shots of the interior and the exterior with the audio. Speaker volume, photo resolution, if you want to kind of conserve, you can turn this down a little bit. I'm going to keep it at 12 megapixels. Video resolution, 4K. I'm going to leave it at that. Loop recording, it's set for a minute at a time, so which is nice. It makes the files a little bit easier. Exposure, you can go ahead and adjust that. Collision sensing, I don't have that on. And there's all these different ones, but you can set this however you want. Pretty easy to use. I mean, it's a straightforward app, and if you don't like to use the app, just pull your SD card and then, easy as that. But good app and no complaints. Again, swapping is really easy. Live view, bam, bam. And if you don't feel like going to their website, don't worry, I left all the links down below, and you can find them on Amazon. Makes it nice and convenient if you're like me and enjoy that 2-day delivery. Oh yeah. When it comes to the BMWs, be sure to check which one you have, and there's going to be different pictures of what your rearview mirror looks like, and just kind of follow along there, and feel free to contact them if you have any questions. There are a lot of different options out there for dash cameras, but when it comes to integrated dash cams, it's few and far between, especially for BMWs. So I'm pretty happy that I found this Mangoal one that works for the M3. And as you guys can tell from the footage, the easy install, the easy app, so far I really like it. I really do enjoy it. And I think especially in daytime, this thing really shines. It's easy to see license plates. It's easy to see the makes and models. It captures enough audio. It captures enough of the elements around you in order to figure out if you were at fault, if they were at fault. And I think at the end of the day, it'll keep you out of trouble if someone decides to, file an insurance claim against you. Under $300 and under $200, this becomes a really competitive dash cam. It's priced fairly with its competition. And for me, it delivered everything that it said it would. So no complaints, no gripes, no major concerns. I really do like what Mangoal has going on, and I'm excited to see what their next generation of dash cams looks like. But that's it. We've done the install, review, and everything of the Mangoal Dash Cam integrated for the F80 M3. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them down below. Let me know what you think about the quality. Let me know if you have any concerns at all. If you did the install and you have one of these, how is it holding up? So far, so good, and I'm pretty impressed with this. So I'll do a follow-up in the next few months and let you guys know how I'm liking it, loving it, hating it, any of that good stuff. And until then, I'll see you on the next one.